Hello everybody, I'm Yana from Sydney Visa. Even if you're only planning to move to Australia, you probably would have thought about the fate of your parents without you at home and the possibility of bringing them across to the green continent with you. Parents' visa options concern many and we get loads of questions about it. So, in today's video, I want to talk to you about all the possible options for relocation that exist for your mums and dads. First of all, I would like to clear up a misconception that some people might have. You cannot bring your parents across with you upon your initial move. Most visas, permanent or temporary, allow you to bring your immediate family with you to Australia. And immediate family are your spouse and your children. Unfortunately, for the purpose of Australian migration, your parents are not considered your immediate family. In most cases, parents can be brought across after the sponsor, which is the child yourself, obtain a PR visa or citizenship and are settled. Settled means that they have lived in the country a minimum of 2 years, have a job, have an Australian residential address, etc. So what type of parent visas exist? Parent visas are divided into 4 main streams. There is a main simple parent visa stream, visa 103. To put it simply, let's call it just simple parent visa. Then second one is the contributory visa 143, which we will call an expensive parent visa. I will tell you a bit later why I will call it that. And then it's age parent visa 804. We'll call that age parent visa. And little aside and a relatively new, a temporary parent visa 870, which allows you to stay in Australia for up to 10 years. We will call this a temporary visa. The simple parent visa is very similar to the age parent visa. So in my tale, I will combine these two as the simple parental visa. What are the differences between these two? Well, firstly, age parent visa is used for by parents of retirement age and is the only visa that you can apply for in Australia and wait for the decision in Australia. We'll talk about that in more detail a bit later towards the end of the video. Okay, let's talk about eligibility. For all parental visas, there is only one single eligibility criteria that must be met, which is called balance of family test. This means that 50% of the children of the applicant for this parental visa are permanent residents of Australia. This means all children in total, including children from all your previous relationships and marriages of both parents. So, for example, if you have 2 children and one of them is a citizen of Australia who lives here, this means that you satisfy the balance of family test and you can be nominated by this Australian child for your parental visa. But if it turns out that one of the applicants, assuming that there is mums and dad, right, has another child from a previous marriage who doesn't live in Australia, then the couple is not eligible for the parental visa. In this case, parents can only apply for temporary visa. The family balance rule doesn't apply for this visa. What are the advantages and disadvantages of each of the 3 parent streams: simple, expensive and temporary? In terms of processing, the waiting time, simple visa is the longest wait time. It can be obtained within the range of 12 to 18 years. There is a limit for the amount of these visas each financial year. There is a very long queue, thus the very long wait times. The expensive visa can be obtained in about 3 to 5 years. And the temporary visa can be issued relatively quickly, but there is still also an annual quota of 15,000 visas per annum. So there still can be some wait time depending on the queue at any given year. So, important question of the cost, how much it costs for each of this visa. Well, the simple visa will cost you about 25,000 Australian dollars per married couple of parents. The application fee along both parts of it is currently 12,250. Plus, you will need to provide a 2-year bank guarantee deposit of $7,000 and other expenses like your document translation, your medical examinations, etc. that can equate to about 3 to 5 $25,000. The approximate cost for the expensive parental visa is anywhere between $110,000 to $120,000 per married couple of parents. Today, the compulsory contribution for each person is $43,600, which is $87,200 per couple, plus a bank guarantee for a 10-year period under the assurance of support, which is $14,000. Assurance of support, to put simply, is a guarantee of your relatives that they will provide the financial support to you in case you need some kind of social assistance and you're not entitled to this assistance yet. This assistance will be provided in any case, but not at the expense of the state, but at the expense of those private financial guarantees that are organized under the assurance of support. You will not be able to claim age pension in Australia for 10 years after receiving the parental visa. So if within this 10 years you require social assistance, it will be paid out of this assurance of support funds. And if you don't use these funds within the 10 years, then it will be refunded back to you. The process of organizing the assurance of support is the most troublesome part of the parent visa application and is done in conjunction with the Department of Human Services and Centrelink. The cost of temporary visa for a couple of parents for a 5-year stay in the country is about $45,000 to $60,000. Application fee per parent for 5-year visa is $10,000, plus you need to purchase private medical insurance, which can be over $2,000 per annum, per year for each parent. Temporary visa is granted for 5 years, and then you can apply for it one more time for another 5 years, so the total of 10. And then once you've applied twice, you will no longer be able to apply for this visa. Is it worth applying for a parental visa even if you don't mean to relocate to Australia? Well, provided of course you are eligible. Well, we believe that it does, and I will name only 2 reasons. The first reason concerns any migration program, not just a parental one. The migration visa is not an obligation to move to Australia. It is a right that you can use at a convenient time to you, after a year, after 5 years, or never. Your situation might be perfect at the moment where you live, but things can change quite rapidly. And having a security of another passport or a right to live in another country can make a very big difference. The second reason is related to parental visa specifically. The very fact that you have applied for parent visa, and especially if your application is in the queuing stage, puts you in a priority position when obtaining a visitor visa to Australia. If you are in a queue, you can apply for a 3 and a 5-year visitor visa, which with the right to stay in the country for 1 year in a single arrival. I'll tell you now about this life hack related to the age parent visa, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. The retirement age in Australia is dependent on when you were born. I will leave a link for you to check this information in the description. However, it's roughly around 65 to 66 years of age. If your parent is of the retirement age and meets the balance of family test criteria, your parent can enter Australia on a visitor visa, and provided there is no condition 8503, which means no further stay, you can lodge an application for the age parent visa from within Australia. This automatically generates bridging visa for your parent, which means that he or she or they can remain in Australia for the duration of the waiting period, which I have mentioned is 12 to 18 years. This is it for parent visa. If you have any questions, please ask them here in the comment section below, or write to us at mail@sydneyvisa.com.au. Please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Cheers from down under. Goodbye.